first come to Prescott?
I came to Prescott in the mid-1970s. Moved here from Phoenix.
What brought you here?
We had young children, and we had come up to Prescott quite often just to come play in the snow and things like that. And we decided it would be a great place to raise kids. So my husband worked for the phone company, and he got a transfer up here. And I discovered Yavapai College.
Now, what was Yavapai College when first? What was it like here when you first got here?
Oh gosh, it was all the buildings. All the main buildings were here at that point, but not the performance hall, not the new library, and it was a fun place. I'd taken some classes at Phoenix College in Phoenix, and that was a bigger and older school. And Yavapai, when I started taking classes at Yavapai, it just seemed like that people were very lively, really interested in the students. There were small classes. It was a fun place to be.
Now, from the time that you first got here till now, what's the most major changes, both structurally and academically?
Wow, structurally, wow. This whole expansion project that they've just completed, I think, makes this a beautiful, up-to-date, contemporary college. I love when we have visitors coming from other community colleges, and they're very, very impressed with the space and with the feeling of it. I think it's a nice space to walk around. And academically, I think we've just continued to grow and grow. More space to offer classes. For the visual and performing arts, we have new studio spaces for sculpture and jewelry and ceramics, and they're beautiful state-of-the-art systems. So I think the instructors have always been great here. I was impressed with that right from the beginning. There are just more of us now, and we're able to offer more things, a much broader range of courses.
Now, how has the art department evolved over the years?
Wow. Well, when I came, there were a couple of buildings a couple of modular buildings that housed almost all of the art courses, except I think art history was taught someplace else. And again, really enthusiastic instructors, and they worked very hard to give us as broad a range of courses as possible. But with the new spaces, it's just made a huge difference in what we can offer, the range and the variety of things that we can offer. There are 2 degree programs, the Associate of Fine Arts degree, 2-year degree that transfers, most of the courses transfer, I believe actually all of the courses transfer to State University. And then graphic design has a 2-year Associate of Applied Science degree, and that is more employment-based. But a number of those students transfer as well and complete their studies at a university. So quite a bit, quite a bit of growth, and the new space just makes all the difference for us.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
Yeah.
Now, after coming here, how did you first get involved with working here, and how did you climb the ladder to where you are?
A long and circuitous climb. I started out as a student, and the funny thing is that I had done a lot of painting when we lived in Phoenix, but when we moved here, people kept asking me to design menus for restaurants in exchange for good dinners, which was a pretty good idea because we didn't have a lot of money at the time. And all of a sudden I realized that I didn't know anything about laying out a menu or that kind of thing. So I took a graphic design course, and I was also taking painting. And then the next semester, the graphic design instructor asked me if I would be a student worker to help designing things for the college. And that was for an entity that was known as Design Services, and it's still around. And what happened is over the years, Design Services grew, and then I also was asked to team teach in the graphic design program, and so I did that. That took maybe 5 years raising kids through all of this, and then I decided that I really wanted to finish my 4-year degree, and felt that Arizona State University was my best option. Travel time with a family here, and I wanted to go to a place that just had more facilities to finish my degree rather than trying to do it locally. So I did that, and I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Painting. Came back to Yavapai College, and the full-time position for a designer opened up in Design Services. And I needed money, and I liked designing, so I took that job. And actually, it wasn't full-time at that point. It was maybe 30 hours a week. And continued to team teach. And then eventually, Design Services just kept, the job description just kept getting more complex, and I kept getting raises, and that was great. And then the full-time graphic design instructor position came open, and I applied for that and got that. So I was in that role for, I think, about seven or 8 years. And in the meantime, I got a master's in education from NAU Yavapai, from the program right here in Prescott. And when the Visual and Performing Arts Division Dean position came open, I decided it was time to move in that direction. And so I applied for that and was selected to serve in that role. And that's the role I've been in for about a year and a half. So that's about 20 years of being at Yavapai College, and they've always been art related, but in positions that just kept expanding. And that's actually, to me, a really cool thing about the college, because I discovered that as a student. When they saw what I could do as a student, doors opened. When I decided to finish my degree, an instructor, he was not an instructor, he was a registrar. Dick Boone was the registrar. He made some calls and got an interview for me with a scholarship organization, which helped to pay for me to be at ASU. And then when I came back, a job opened up. And I think that's just the neatest thing about Yavapai. I don't know that this would happen in a really big school, but here we identify people who have certain abilities, and we open things up for them. So, and that still happens, and it's pretty exciting to be a part of all that. Yeah.
And with your job now, are you still doing hands-on art? You still get to do what you love to do?
Yeah. Well, for one thing, division deans do teach one class per semester. So I teach two-dimensional design, which is basic, it's a foundation course. And students who are working toward an associate in fine arts or a graphic design degree, that's a required course. So what's great for me is that I get to meet students who are coming into the program and get to work with them with traditional media. So that's ink and markers and paint and found objects, that kind of thing. I get to work with them for many of them, their introduction to the art program. And it's fun because now I can kind of watch them go through the programs and cheer them on in graduation. As far as my own work, I continue to do my own work. It's painting of sorts, but more a combination of painted objects. And I've been able to show in academic settings at Northern Arizona University, and I've shown here, I've shown at in the Yuma Art Center as part of an art articulation committee that I was on. That group also showed at the University of Arizona. So it's great. I mean, I don't have a lot of time to work on my work, but I'm kind of used to that. I mean, all my career, I've either had kids and volunteer things, and then I painted, while things were cooking for dinner. I'd be looking at the painting I was working on and put the potato down half peeled and go into my studio and make some marks and then come back and peel the potato again. My kids kind of got used to that. So I've been able to just continue with my own work, and I think that's essential.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, when they get into the bigger positions, they kind of lose their rudimentary love and then lose what they used to do. So
Yeah.
that's good. And also, when you continue to work like that, it allows you to see the changes that are happening and not lose touch with those beginning instincts of what you're talking about.
Right.
So
Yeah, and I think I have a good perspective on what it's like to be a student, because I did it. I mean, I went through classes before I got married. Then I took some more, and then had kids, and then took time off, and then started again. And when I went to ASU, I had both my kids had just started at University of Arizona, so I was a grown-up. And I know what it's like to be a student, and I know what it's like to be valued by an instructor, and I know what it's like to be kind of set aside by an instructor, because I was just working on my bachelor's, kind of a lowly position at a university. And I really valued those instructors who saw what I could do and why I was there. And so coming back to Yavapai again, I really identify with students, and I really identify with women who are, in their 30s and 40s who come back and want to complete an education. I know what that was like. So I have a real sensitivity to it.
It is nice here because there's such a broad range of ages. And in all my classes, I have people from 60 to 12.
Right.
So that's kind of fun.
Right.
That is nice.
Yeah. And it's really fun to teach those ages and together. I mean, when you have I had a person who was in my 3D design class last semester who turned 70 shortly after the end of that class. And then I also had some younger students who were just right out of high school. And they had so much to share with each other.
Yeah, it creates kind of a different learning environment.
Yeah.
Now, can you think of a person that really made your experience at Yavapai College enjoyable, a person who really made it different because of them, and it's a certain way that it is now?
Wow. I thought about that, and there really isn't. I mean, there just are a number of people who I've worked with over the years that it's sort of an aggregate. I mean, I've enjoyed many of my art instructors, and I did take some of my general education courses here. And I've worked with administrators that I really admire, and I don't really have one particular person, because I think there isn't a sense of there being a star in my time here. It's more been just the groups of people that I've worked with.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you rank Yavapai College as a community college compared to other colleges? Even just throughout the United States.
Wow. Community college, university.
Just out of community colleges.
Okay. Well, I think for a college that's not in a huge metropolitan area, that we do an amazing job. I think we offer, as I've said already, we have this great array of courses. I think we're really sensitive to the community, because we are the community college in Prescott. We are the community college in Clarkdale, and it's not like we're part of a huge system every place we go. So I think that the little bit smaller class size than, say, Pima Community College or Maricopa Community College District, I just think there's more of a connect between the instructors and the students. And I know for sure, because of the feedback we get from students, that our students who leave Yavapai and go, for instance, design students that went through our graphic design program here, that went to the University of Arizona, has a very competitive design program, and they get in. And the numbers that are selected are pretty small, so and they're very well prepared. That's the message we get back. Others who have gone to art schools and universities, we get word back all the time. Wow, I've got such a great foundation here. And I found that I came in with a lot more abilities and knowledge than a lot of the other students. So, I think if we were comparing Yavapai to, say, Pima or Maricopa colleges, yeah, they offer more courses. They have 30,000 students, and we don't. But I see that as a plus for us, and I think our students get all of the really great foundational courses here, and they're ready to go anywhere. Yeah. That's been the feedback that we've gotten back.
Okay, this is going to be for the Yavapai College's 40th anniversary.
Right.
This documentary that's being done. What thoughts do you have towards this landmark in Yavapai's history? How does that feel for you? This is 40th anniversary.
Well, I came in. Let's see. I think the college had been in existence. I think it started officially on this with the building in '69. I think it. So, but I think it was actually legally. I don't have a word for it. I think it was established before that. But so basically, I've been on this campus. I started 6 years after it was built, and so I've just been here for a long, long time, and a lot of things have changed. It's grown. We have satellite locations. We have other campuses that are part of the district that have been added since I came here. But to me, still that core of the people here who want to help a student get an education, that really hasn't changed a lot, except the processes have gotten better, and we've tried to reach out and meet student needs so that we don't get behind the curve on things. I think it's been a very forward-thinking group, but we always keep in mind that these people are coming here to get an education. We have a fantastic opportunity to be able to offer that to them and to be a part of how that affects their lives. And that's been here since the day that I took my first class, and it's still here. And so I think we've grown on the outside, and we've grown in numbers, and we've expanded into the whole county. But that same core reason for being here, serving students, partnering with communities, helping to improve communities where we have the privilege to teach, that's there. It's been there all along. So it's cool. It's just a great place to be. I love being here.
I think it's really cool that you've been here for that long and that you've really helped to build the people that are coming out of here for as long as you've been here. Now, there's so many people that have gotten to levels that are so high that like you're saying, you're teaching them on the foundation.
Yeah, the other really great class to teach, and I did this before I went into my current position, is the portfolio class, because that's a capstone class.
Yeah.
And when you're a student, you get the list, you get the syllabus from each of your instructors, and you think, oh my gosh, this is due on Tuesday, this is due on Friday. Well, and it's really hard for students, I think, to see exactly what they accomplish. But when you do the portfolio class, that's where you take all of your work and you look at it and you say, okay, what's the best representation of me? And I've seen students actually break down and cry when they put the portfolio together, because it's like, I can't believe I did all of this. And so that's an amazing thing for an instructor, to be there when a student realizes how all of those little pieces and all of those deadlines and all of those exams and everything all came together. And here's this physical proof in the portfolio of what they've accomplished. And it's an amazing thing to be part of that journey and to see the students figure that out. Like, wow. And then when they go off to someplace else, get a job, or they go on to another school, and then they come back and report on their success. That's such a privilege to be in a position where we can observe that. And I think it happens more easily at a place like Yavapai College than a huge college where students take classes from a number of different instructors, and the instructor, they've had them in one class, and okay, maybe I have an effect on you, maybe I don't, but when you are able to kind of track them over their whole time there, you can see it. Right. And instructors love to make comments when they see work in the hall. Oh yeah, I had that student in my design class, and wow, look what they're doing now. So that's just an amazing opportunity, and to get paid to do it. That's great. Yeah. I had a friend of mine who's an architect, and he said that the thing he loved about architecture was that he had a chance to get paid for doing the thing he loved to do. And that's how I feel about working at the college, teaching, and even in this administrative role. It's something I love to do. I believe in giving people the opportunity to learn and to grow, and to get paid for that. It's just great. I don't have to go do something else and then try to find places and say volunteer work to get that kind of interaction. I get to do it every day. That's a pretty cool thing.
In closing, what is it that you hope you have done to affect this college in some way? Not only the people, but just the overall body of this college. What is your goal to have left your mark when you decide?
Wow. That's a tough one. It's a tough one to block out, I think. I think that sort of what I've been saying, I guess, as we try to do things throughout our lives, we run into people who facilitate things, help you get things done, and we can run into barriers. And I hope that I will be remembered as a facilitator, as somebody who didn't try to tell you what to do or what you needed to learn, but to be open to the direction you needed to go and to facilitate that, to support that, and to encourage that, rather than putting up a barrier that says, no, you can't succeed. And so I hope I'll be remembered for that. That was how I was treated here. That's what I got from being here. That's what was modeled to me. And that's how I do my job now. So hopefully I'll be remembered for that. And a few students who remembered having a good time in my class with my crazy projects. I'll probably be remembered for that as well. One student who came in one day and said, I love this class because I never know what you're going to do next. And she seemed to think that was a good thing. So hopefully I'll be remembered for some of that as well. So.
Thanks for doing this.
Thank you. It's fun.
And this is December 11th,
Mm-hmm.
2007, for the documentary Yavapai.
Okay.